Hi guys, Tarot Tuesday take two. Never a dull moment. You gotta expect the unexpected when it's Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is known for kind of screwing up communication and technology a little bit, guys. So technology trolls or fairies like me and Mary like to refer to it. So we're gonna bring her back on in just a second, guys. There we go. Now we can do it. We're gonna go through those cards again really quickly. So for anybody who was watching, I apologize for a little bit of the repeat going on, but we got to just roll with it. And there she is.
Spam call.
Oh, dude, so weird. It literally wouldn't let you back on. Like,
So
my
weird.
only option was to block you or delete your comment.
It happens. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I normally put my phone in do not disturb, but I got a spam call and it happened. So we're back. I didn't mean to interrupt your reading. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. So I'm just going to do just a really quick recap. So guys, the first card that popped out here is this Knight of Cups. So again, this is all about connecting to our heart space, guys, going through some serious heart chakra clearings and healings. So that way we're able to make this action forward, guys. So this is all about being true to ourselves, having honest, heartfelt conversations with people. So again, this can be heart-to-heart conversations, confessions of feelings, just getting really to the core of our truth, so that way we're really living life from our heart and soul and really getting in touch with our soul mission and our higher purpose here, guys. So this is really exciting. So kind of in that planning stage, like we said, Cancer season is all about the feels, all about the emotions, guys. And this is really where we're kind of making a plan to gear up and really take a whole lot of forward movement come Leo season. So really exciting, guys. And once we're able to do that, we have this beautiful Temperance card, one of my favorite cards. This is just all about restoring balance to our lives, guys. This is a card of harmony, a card of connection, a card of unity and union, guys. So for some people, this can be soulmate connections, soul family connections, twin flame connections. It can also really just be coming into harmonious union with ourselves, guys, really balancing out our own energies. So that way we're going to be able to reflect that in our outer lives, guys. So again, this is kind of, the Justice card. This is those Libra scales sort of balancing out at this point, guys. So if you've been feeling like you've just been running yourselves ragged, or you've been, just giving way too much of your energy to certain situations in your lives, just know that the balance is about to be restored, guys. So really exciting.
Thanks, Wendy.
And
Sorry.
it's going to this big cycle here, guys. We've got a double X here. So this is all about completion. This Judgment card, again, we have like Archangel Gabriel. He's kind of like playing that horn. It's that call to action. It's the dead coming back to life, guys. So this is really just an awakening of sorts. This is all about enlightenment. This is all about leveling up, guys, and getting to that next chapter in our ascension journeys. And take what resonates for you guys. If you're not as deep onto the spiritual path, just know that there are going to be other epiphanies, other big moments of inspiration, those light bulb moments where things just start to click and you start to understand and really see life in a new way. And again, where you're really living authentically from your heart space, from your soul, from a life that really works for you. Not really worrying so much about everyone else, just really focusing on you, your 3D life, and your own spiritual journey and whatever other dimensions you guys might be traveling in like we are.
All of them.
So Mary just wanted to come out and play tonight too, guys. So I'm really excited. I haven't used this deck in so long, and I love it so much. It's just, me and Mary, this is like one of our first decks we ever got are these Brian Froud fairy cards. So they're very nostalgic for us. They're very Six of Cups for us. So appropriate for Mercury retrograde, obviously. So this is Mick the Myomancer, guys. So he's really all about observing. His deal is that he really observes mice and their patterns, kind of observing what they're going to do next by kind of being able to sense their different patterns, their different routines, guys. So again, this is a time for discernment. This is a time for using your judgment. This is a time for being that observer, where maybe we're not doing so much talking, but we're doing a whole lot of listening and observing, guys. And we're really trying to figure out what our next best step is. So definitely channel this energy, guys. You know, make sure that you are paying attention. Make sure you're paying attention to the signs and synchronicities, to the messages from spirit that are trying to come through to you guys. So you have to pay attention. So definitely, you know, make sure that your energies are balanced. Make sure that you're staying grounded. Make sure that you're open to this guidance really coming through. And again, if you're receiving messages in dream state or anywhere else, just make sure that you're writing these things down, because even though they might not make sense right now, they will definitely pay off later. So, and I don't know about you guys, I've been having a really hard time remembering my dreams, just with like all of this energy that's going on right now, guys. So if you're in the same boat as me, it's okay. Don't get frustrated, but just make sure that you're open-minded and that you're paying attention to some other messages that are trying really, really hard to reach you, because we do have this trickster coming through, the gotcha card, guys. And this guy is not all gloom and doom. You know, I think a lot of people get nervous when they see this card, because he looks a little creepy, you know, and nobody really wants to be thrown off guard and surprised, especially when it's maybe like an unpleasant surprise, guys. But this is really a card of the shakeup. You know, this is about certain things that are going to maybe catch us off guard for our greatest good, guys. So again, you know, the overlying theme here is pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to the feelings that you feel when you're around certain people, when you're in certain places, in certain situations. How do you feel? Gauge that internal temperature, guys, and really take stock of your energy, how you feel during and after you're in and around certain people and in certain situations, guys. So this, you know, doesn't have to be a bad card, but if we don't want to totally get knocked on our ass, we need to pay attention, because not everything might be as it seems, guys, okay? So doesn't have to be all gloom and doom, but just pay attention, guys. That's really all that they're trying to say. And go slow. So the message is here, guys. Pay attention and go slow. Balance your energies, get into your heart space, work on your own enlightenment and awakening, and really just go slow and pay attention to the signs and synchronicities and to what's going on in and around you. So this is what it's all about, guys. So this is a time, as much as we want to make that forward movement, we're not quite there yet. So don't get totally frustrated over it. It's all going to make sense really soon, and then things are going to take off and move really, really quickly. So hold on to your horses.
I love how thrashed your cards are. Those are adorable.
Oh, I know,
It's
right?
like the original deck. And Jem hit on such a good
Literally.
point, guys. I think it's really important. Jem, you know, she does spray tanning. I deal with clients. I know some of you are massage therapists. I know some of you are other small business, right? Some of you are authors out there. A lot of you guys are dealing with the public day to day and dealing with clients. It's so important that we clear our energy, because especially when we're connecting with people, we're drawing out information, because if you're on here, probably people talk to you more than they should. When that happens, they're giving you a lot of energy. So it's important to make sure that we're clearing that energy whenever we're dealing with clients of any type, to make sure we're not getting too attached to that. So that's a really good point. So I'm going to do a reading for you guys, and I'm going to do a mind, body, and soul reading, because that is just what I'm super focused on. All of my nighttime and morning time routines are really focused around my mind, body, and soul, because it's what's super important to me while I'm going through this. So the first card that I pulled is our mind card, and she's so cute, the Queen of the Shadows. I love her. I love dark. This card is really talking to us, and what's super important right now is just what's lurking in the shadows. If any of you have seen the Dune movie, it's a ridiculous movie, but I love it. And you know how he's always like, fire, fear is the mind killer. It's such like a cheesy movie and such a cheesy line, but it's true. It's what lies in the shadows. It's the fears that we have is the only thing that can stop us. Everything is in line, everything's on the path for us, but it's our own fears of success, which is a big one, our own fears of insecurities, our own fears of if we can make it or handle it. All of those things are what's hiding in the shadows right now, and what can really kind of hurt us during this time. So the most important thing for our mind is we're going through the energy and we're going after what we're wanting, is just to know that the Queen of Shadows is there. And she is a beautiful character who will help you face your fears. If you have a fear, that's valid. Fear is not something to run away from. Fear is something to talk to. So when you have a fear of some sort, whether it's a fear to walk into that grass because I think there might be bugs in it, or there's a fear that, you know, whatever your irrational or irrational fears are. I don't know if I should do this business move because I'm not sure if I can pull it off. face those fears, understand where those fears are coming to, have a conversation with those fears a little bit, figure out if it's real or if it's all in your mind. If it's in your mind, we have to bust through it. If it's real, that's cool, because then there's a real fear and you should listen to it. But most of our fears are in our mind and they're not true, and they're just things that are kind of testing us or blocking us. So make sure that we're connected in our mind with that. Now, the one for our body, and this is another beautiful card, is Queen of My World. And it's kind of backwards, sorry guys. And this is a beautiful card. She's a full moon card. So this is an empowered card. So in our bodies, it's really important to just feel empowered, to feel strong. I know particularly around the summer, it can be hard because summer bodies and summer clothes are hard sometimes. We all don't love our thighs and arms, and that's the way it is. And it can be hard sometimes, but we need to be empowered and not let those silly, irrational things destroy us, because it's so funny. You can be feeling on top of the world, and then you go to the beach and you're in a bathing suit and other people in a bathing suit, and something weird happens, and all of a sudden you're in the bottom of the world and you hate yourself, you hate everything about it, you hate your life. It's weird how fast that can happen. So it's important during this time to be the queen of your own world. You are so beautiful inside and out. We all are. Trust me, like, there aren't that many ugly people out there, and if you're one of them, I'm sorry. But you're not. You know who you are. There's really not. All of us are beautiful. All of us take care of ourselves, and all of us deserve those, like, confident boosts when we go out and we feel good and we feel empowered. It is important to live in that strength, to live in kind of that, where we're moving to that Leo energy, because we are beautiful and we are strong, and we have to be queen of our own worlds. Because how can we lead an empire or do whatever it is that we want to do if we're not confident in ourselves? And trust me, I've been through this. We've all been through this. This is not something that's individual, unfortunately, to anyone. We all go through these sometimes in our bodies, to be strong, to be confident. And that comes for really putting in really vibrant things. Whatever that is for you, if you're putting in vibrant stuff into your body, both food and spiritually, and the content that you want, you feel better about yourself. You're in a better state of mind. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself in that aspect. And then the last card, this is our soul card. And this is just coming from really cool deck. I think it speaks really cool. So what's important to our soul right now is community. And this says spiritual ancestors. And this is something that, I'm pretty good into Celtic mythology, and I love that stuff, and and everything really around Celtic type stuff. And they're so strong into ancestors for whatever reason, really since like, I don't know, like the 1940s. We don't talk about our ancestors anymore. This isn't something that comes up to us as a people anymore, which is totally okay. But there are so many ancestors out there. There's so much history about you and your family, and most of us are connected to some pretty interesting spiritual people. How cool would it be found out that you're part of the Druids, or to look down the line and see that, you're part of this Highlands, clan or something really interesting like that? That's fun. And that's something that you can feel connected to. Because when you feel that connection to your ancestors, you feel community. And community is something that lacks so much in our society right now, and really is what's killing so many of our friends and family. That lack of community, that lack of support. And it's not always here. It's our ancestors too. They're with you. They support you. They want, to be a part of you. I saw this really beautiful quote. Jem, you might have posted it, or I might have posted it. That was saying, like, trauma can be passed down generation to generation. So can healing. So think about that. You had an ancestor that's so long ago that all they've been projecting love and light to you. Accept that. It's important to make those connections and feel that connection to our ancestors. I know personally, whenever I do cards of any type, I connect to my ancestors. That's who I call upon to help me with my cards. Not any other spirit guides, not any other angels or anything, my ancestors, because I feel they are very strong into this, can talk to me a lot that way. So find out how you talk to your ancestors, because it's something that is even more than just community. It's really that spiritual community that can be really hard to find sometimes, because online it's weird. Not everyone has the same views and opinions. Not that many people are as cool as we are. So maybe you have to reach inside and connect to your spiritual community, your ancestors, to pull that. That's what your soul is craving right now. That deeper family connection, more than just spirit guides, to kind of get connected to. So have fun, explore that, see what that's about. Do some meditations to connect to that. That's really exciting.
I love that.
Fun card.
I know. I love that. I definitely try to connect to my ancestors as well too. That's one of the things that it's big, guys. It's our roots, you know?
Yeah.
And just as much as we can connect to all these wonderful things, this is also a time where, you know, we can reach out to those ancestors too and try to ask them to help us cut through any kind of cords from karmic attachments, you know, ancestral
Hmm.
trauma or programming or conditioning, guys. You know, these are people that love you, that have your back. And, you know, unfortunately, there's certain baggage that can come along with this as well too, but if you really call on them for help, they can really be such a huge instrumental part of your healing as well.
Totally. It's so weird. I remember like at my grandmother's house, she had tchotchkes from like, I don't even know what century, like family things that have been passed down for so long. But our generation, like I have some doilies and some stuff like that, but we don't, because we're so nomadic, us millennials, I hate that word, we don't really carry a lot of these like family treasures and stuff with us. And we feel very disconnected from our people and our lineage. And we're all, here and Americans and we're proud and that's amazing. But we also had people that came over during the potato famine, for my family example, or came over during World War I or World War II. There's some really cool history there that we forget, and it's important to connect to that because that makes us think of a bigger picture. Like one person can have so many offspring. Like on my grandfather's side, he was one of 12. Think of how big my family is over in Ireland because of that. Like it's really cool to connect with these people and to feel that because we lose that sometimes. And I think, it's something we need to focus on during this time as well.
Absolutely. So important for our healing.
Totally. I loved your cards. I love that, it's so important to listen in. It's so important to take it slow. It's so important to connect. So some of those pieces, and then it's also really important to move forward and take action and be empowered. So there's kind of those two, like you said, Libra, it's that balance. It's those two pieces right now that are really critical for what we're doing.
Absolutely. It's great. It's really going to restore so much balance to our lives and to ourselves. And I think that a lot of us have been feeling, you know, we might be feeling empowered, we might be feeling excited, but I think that there's also a little bit of a sense of fear and confusion too, as far as, you know, wanting to move forward and not knowing exactly how to do that, not knowing the best way to do that. You know, so again, we are in that kind of like Knight of Cups energy where like we're ready to make moves, but we're still kind of again tying up loose
Mhm.
ends, figuring it all out, guys. So just be gentle on yourselves right now and be gentle on others too. Again, guys, there's just so much crazy stuff going on in the planets and stuff right now. Just astrologically, it's kind of a shit show right now. So be gentle on yourselves, be gentle on each other, guys, and just do what you really need to do right now. But don't, you know, don't cut off and disconnect from people totally. And if somebody is a little out of sorts, give them a little bit of a break, guys. You know, we all have our shit. You know, unfortunately, hurt people. It just is what it is, you know, and it doesn't make it okay and it doesn't make it right. But try to kind of like look at the bigger picture and understand when it's better to just walk away, when it's better to take the high road, when it's just not worth your energy and it's better to just kind of keep quiet and, you know, keep it moving.
Absolutely. It's such an importance to not get distracted by that. What we should be doing right now, this is that kind of cool discovery stage where you're, checking out articles and you're reading this and you're taking a class here and you're discovering all these little things and you're buying a crystal for the first time or trying tarot cards or cup reading or tuning forks, whatever it is. This is the time to kind of start trying out some things. Just see where paths take you. You find an article that you find interesting, go down that tunnel. Start a Pinterest board, start, saving blogs. That's what we should be doing right now. That excitement, take that energy into like finding things. Don't take that energy into she's a bitch and don't want to talk to her and kind of festering that. That's the negative use of our energy. And that's how we fall fat on our faces, really. And we repeat those cycles. Jem, you were talking about before, those karmic cycles, they're coming up again so that we can say no. Because that's how we change. That's how we learn. If you say yes to the same bullshit cycle, you're just in it again. So let's say no. Let's turn it off. Let's just not engage and do our own thing and be happy. Be that kid at the beach instead of playing with the jerk kids who's building his own sandcastle. If that's what you need to do, you're still at the beach, you're still enjoying, you're just doing your own thing. And I think that's what we should be doing right now.
Totally. Like we were talking before about generational
Mm-hmm.
curses and ancestral programming and wounds and all that kind of stuff, guys. It's all stuff that we're working
Mm-hmm.
through. You know, if you're remembering certain things from childhood, you know, certain things that happened to you when you were a kid that either your parents did to you or your siblings or the bully in school or whatever it is, you know, it's coming up for a reason, guys. You know, it's obviously a wound that is really deep that is holding you back in certain areas, or it's continuing certain patterns. So, like Mary said, this is a time to really close those cycles out for good and make the change in a new direction. I have an example that I actually used with a client of mine during a reading yesterday. I have a couple family members who I love dearly and are wonderful, but they always fall into this trap of talking about the Valent family curse.
Yes,
That's my,
the
my maiden name.
curse.
And, you know, this is always something. And while they're saying it jokingly, you know, there's a half truth there. You know what I mean? Like they're saying it because deep down they really think it too. You know, and they're also perpetuating it by continually acknowledging it, guys. So again, be very mindful of your thoughts, be very mindful of your words. We are really in this manifesting mode right now where we really have to be mindful of what we give our energy to. So if we're giving our energy to lack mentality, poverty mentality, oh, I'm always broke, oh, I have the worst luck, oh, you know, I never meet the right guy, whatever it is, however it applies to you guys, we need to turn that around. We need to just like stick a fork in that and be done with it totally, guys. It's not getting you anywhere. It's not helping your cause, and it's time to cut the shit for good.
It's so true, man. It's so ridiculous. You've been hearing about your family curse for far too long.
I know. I know. And like I'm sorry. I'm abundant and prosperous over here. Like don't come at me with your juju. I
No.
don't need that in my space. Love you, but like that's for you to sort through. Like do not project that onto me. You know, you got to work through your own shit.
There's no way you and I be coming back life after life if there's a curse involved.
Exactly. No way. And it's up to us to end those generational curses, guys, to end those karmic cycles, to end those, you know, cycles with karmic partners. Hi, Billy. How are you tonight? You know, it's really the buck stops with us at the end of the day, guys. So we can make these excuses where, oh, well, I don't want to disappoint my family, or, oh, well, you know, I have to do this because they're my friend or they're my family. You know, at the end of the day, if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you, you know, and unfortunately, as we grow and change and evolve, we're not going to vibe with everybody anymore. Certain things are going to become out of alignment, and it doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore, but you might start to realize that you don't like certain people, you don't like certain things, or you just don't like how you feel when you're around them or when you're put in certain situations. Certain people that just want to gossip all the time or whatever it is that's their thing, you know. We live in the tri-state area. We live to complain. We live to bitch about everything, you know. Like we love that Seinfeld mentality of, you know what really grinds my gears, you know, and it's fun. And, you know, especially you have a couple drinks in you, everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time. But again, guys, you know, like there's a fine line to everything where we can like fall into this like crotchety, grouchy kind of trap where we're just spewing all this negativity or we're talking shit about people, and it wasn't even what we were trying to do, but we're just around a particular person or we're in a certain place or we're in a certain situation where that somehow for whatever reason always ends up being the go-to. So it's really on us to recognize those things and make the change.
It's time to stop making excuses. We all have the same opportunities. We are blessed to be in a space where pretty much all of us have access to the same internet, to the same information, the same laws, the same opportunities. So the excuse is you. I'm sorry if you're constantly being let, you know, if you're always the victim and all that, you're the problem. It's not, the universe does not pick favorites at all. I promise you. Tony Robbins or whoever you idolize did not get a hand up from the universe like, here's everything you ever needed. Congratulations. That's not what happens. He took opportunities, small ones that built and built and built and built. Doesn't matter who you look at. They are constantly taking opportunities, and it's your time to do the same. Some of your opportunities won't work out. Most of them will. Stop being a pain in your own ass. Stop taking the easier way out. Stop making excuses for crap in your life and make changes, because changes create action and they change everything about you. Excuses keep you in the friggin' hamster wheel, and I'm sick of hearing it from so many people. It's time to make some changes to get the life you actually want.
Absolutely. And it's totally okay, guys. It takes time
It
to
does.
recognize some of those things. You know, sometimes it's just been a certain way for so long that we've got blinders up and we don't even realize it. So be gentle on
Hmm.
yourself. You know, don't be down on yourself and feel like, oh my God, why didn't I recognize this sooner? Why didn't I see this sooner? You know, it's totally, totally okay because that's what learning
Hmm.
is. That's what growth is, guys. So give yourself a pat on the back for the fact that you are able to recognize it. However, you know, don't let old habits die hard, guys. Like, it's time to really make the change to move on, no matter how difficult that may be. So just understand, guys, that, you know, it's all happening for a reason. Whatever is coming up right now for you, even if it hurts, even if it's painful, it really is to your benefit, not your detriment, guys. It's just up to you to acknowledge it, to make the change, and to really allow yourself to grow and evolve, guys. This is what it's all about, guys. So even if you don't understand why certain things are happening right now, in the grand scheme of your life, you will. You'll see the silver lining. You'll see the blessing in disguise. You'll really see why things had to go down exactly as they did. Otherwise, you wouldn't be you, and your life wouldn't be what it is, guys. So just keep taking steps forward.
Oh, that was very funny. Took him 30 years to get his head out of his ass. Exactly. This is not something that happens overnight. You're not going to sit down and be like, I'm going to release all past trauma and now I'm perfect. This is a lifetime. You will be learning and developing and growing your whole life. There will be things to change and heal about yourself forever. So you're not changing everything, but it's amazing how one tiny change can change everything. Honest to God, like one tiny
Totally.
confident change, one not taking any more bullshit change, not feeding into this, gossip cycle. One little change can change your entire life. So be excited about that. You don't need to know all the steps or do it all yourself. Just change some things and you'll be on the right path.
Exactly. Like we always say, what about Bob, guys?
Baby
Baby
steps.
steps. One good decision leads to
Hmm.
another, guys. So just keep making those good decisions from your heart space, from your gut, from your soul, being true to you, to your authentic self, being honest with yourself as well as others. And you can't go wrong, guys. So slow and steady wins the race right now.
Totally. And I'm excited because so much is happening. So many good things are happening out there for everyone. It's really cool. I think the people who are able to put down kind of the nonsense and really focus on themselves are doing so good right now. And I'm so proud of all of you guys out there. And if you're not quite feeling that, use this information. Use what Jem and I are telling you to make those small changes. Basically, like he said, get your head out of your ass. Focus on what you want. Don't take any crap. Be empowered. Make good choices. Do what feels right. Do what makes you happy, and you'll get there.
Absolutely, guys. You are powerful. You are strong. You are worthy. So don't ever let life or anybody else in your life make you forget that. It's easy to let it happen sometimes. It's easy to be our own worst enemy and get down on ourselves, guys. But it's really time to kind of just brush our shoulders off, you know, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and march on, guys, because we're doing it. It's all about to shift. The shift is here. So just keep making your positive steps forward, and you can't go wrong, guys.
Absolutely. Oh, this was such a good class. I had so much fun.
Me too. I missed you.
I know. We've been texting each other all day. Like, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you because it's been like a week.
I know.
Far too
Wow.
long. I hope you
I
all are
know. And we
doing.
missed you guys
Me
too.
too. I know. We scaled back from doing our readings and everything, and it just was what we needed to do for a little bit. So, we're coming back new and improved with more exciting things that speak to you guys. So, we're going to get there. It just took us, we just need to rest a little bit. It's the way it is.
Absolutely, guys. So you guys do the same. Rest when you need to. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And just keep it moving, guys. It's an exciting time. Make the most of this summer. Make the most of these transformative energies. And I can't wait to hear how it's affecting you guys. And I can't wait to see where everybody's at when we're on the other side of it.
Yeah, guys, it was great seeing you. Thanks, Wendy and Bill, for joining us. We love when you guys are live. I know this is early, so thanks. Thanks, everyone else who's watching this. Go ahead and leave us a comment. Give us some hearts. Let us know how you guys are feeling. Just leave us a goofy GIF. You know how much I love those all the time. And
We
thanks.
love
We
them.
will be back next Tuesday for another Tarot Tuesday, so make sure you join us then. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, putting a ton of information in there just to kind of help you guys out, to talk to you guys. We love you so much.
We love you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you.